Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do another reading G.I Joe video so we can get this series done. I don't even know how many issues there are. I think there's let me check right now, speaking of which, so I just have time to, let me see. 50 issues, so hopefully soon this can carry my YouTube channel for a little bit till I get another book series for us to read. Anyways, let's continue. G.I Joe, a real American hero. Last plane from Rio Lando. The hot on the trail of a scarred-faced Cobra messenger carrying a mysterious briefcase, Stalker, Breaker, Gun-Ho, and Snake Eyes stumble onto a secret Cobra operation being run by Dr. Venom and the mercenary Kinwhip deep in the jungles of Sierra Gordo. The Baroness and Scarface bombed their own bunker, and Snake Eyes was still on the island. So were Dr. Venom and Kewin, just before the bomb hit it. It looks like Kewin was trying to push Snake Eyes and Venom back into the bunker. So what? The whole island's gone. It's vaporized. It's gone. Gun-Ho, Bunker, Venom, Kewin, and Snake Eyes, and whatever secrets the Baroness was trying to protect. A perfect shot, Baroness. Dr. Venom has outlived his usefulness. Kewin was too unpredictable, and Snake Eyes was someone you wouldn't have wanted to mess on equal terms. They were three most cunning and dangerous men I've ever met. Let's circle back and make sure there was no possibility for survivors. You're being overly cautious, Baroness. The island has disappeared without trace. And as far as the three Joes in the boat, they too must be among the dead. So it's time to plot a course northward. It's imperative that this briefcase is delivered to Springfield. Infrared package detecting three heat sources under the surface. Stalker, Breaker, and Gun-Ho survived the boat explosion. Cobra Commander, I am requesting permission to circle back and finish off remaining Joes. Permission denied. The contents of the brief have high priority. Return to base. All she had to do was put a quick burst in the water and we would have been fish food. Why'd she leave? Maybe she had a hot date to strangle some puppets. Puppies, how should I know? Who's saying she's not coming back, eh? I say let's get undercover to suit and alligators. Allures. What happened to Stalker? Oh, probably just stepped in a sinkhole. Been down a long time. Gator. That ain't no gator. Here comes an ichno crocodile, known as a crocodile infertilis or a phylum corta, subphylum verticlass reptilia or order crocodile family crocodilla. Stalker. Present status dead. Take your leg. Take it easy, your leg. It's alright, fine, I'm just, Hours later, what? Welcome back to the land of the awake and aware. Just in time to have some yummy roasted crocodile to seems only far as how he got a taste of you. Why are we? This is a burned out and abandoned Cobra research station. Legway's got a Cobra signal painted carving and stumped all over it. Guess we could have safely assumed it wasn't a Girl Scout camp. The place is less than a quarter of a mile from the river, so it must be directly connected with that Cobra bunker on the island at one time. I figured the island's bunker was a command post for whatever went on here and put out the fire. You lost your marbles, Breaker. A raw but green recruiter knows better than to light a fire in hostile enemy territory. Oh shoot, Stalker. Gun-Ho thought you were going into shock. We had to keep your ungrateful carcass warm, and besides we need to cook the crock. It's a crock, alright. River mud would have kept me as warm, and raw meat goes down just as easy to a hungry man. A fire was a big mistake. Now our presence is known to everybody for miles around. We had to secure defenses and perimeter immediately. And where's that Cajun Jarhead? Gun-Ho went downriver looking for a radio. We figured G.I Joe headquarters ought to tell us about this decibel. Miles down the river. So you see, Hector, I told you it was a good idea to wait until those Cobra gringos withdrew from Sierra Gorda before we sold our pigs. I see, Felipe. With Cobra gone, the government collapses and the prices rise. And besides, with all those recent unemployed federalists roaming the jungles, we are so much safer. Our fat profits down Rio Lindo. Perdones, mon ami, mes friends. Perdóname, my friends. Stop the truck. I want to get off at the radio station. Eh? Who are you? What are you doing back here? Look, I'm no criminal. I like to just pay for the ride, and I'd like to also buy a hat and a sombrera from you. Trouble is, I got no dinero. So how about a trade for a lighter with a bird and a ball on it? We don't smoke. We'll take it. Meanwhile, in Cobra headquarters, all hail, mighty Cobra! All hail! The Baroness and Scarface are to be congratulated on the success of their mission. Why so perturbed, my dear Baroness? You appear all quietness. It's Scarface. Back in Sierra Gordo, he seemed to be too much of a hurry to get away, almost as if he wanted the three Joes in the river to escape. He had orders to return with the briefcase post haste. Perhaps he was a bit overzealous. I suspect other motives, other loyalties. And to whom are these other loyalties due, my dear Baroness? Back in Sierra Gorda. It's a zigzag trench will afford us maximum field of fire for minimum expertise of labor, more heat, and for less sweat. We'll set all the paths leading to all the Malaya Tiger Gates and the trail marshes, Becoop, Nasty. And these Pugin stalks will go into the hidden pits behind every tree that could give us cover to an assault from. Don't get me wrong, Stalker. I don't think there's any harm in being too careful and playing by the textbook. I just don't understand why anybody else would be interested in this burnt out place of timber. There it is, Emil. The Cobra Station. Our aces in the hole. You're mad, Richard. That Charles Cleater is 10 kilometers out of the way. The government has collapsed. Let's get out while we can and make our own to the French port. Another hitch in this Legion Paris doesn't seem too far. Even the Foreign Legion won't have us alter what they did to us last time in Algeria. Cobra made a hasty withdrawal from these facilities. They may have been less than meticulous in their sanctioning operations. Carefully gleaning might yield a few scraps of hard information, and hard information about Cobra activities can always be converted into cold cash to the International Information Exchange. In Rio Lynn radio station, who let this peasant in here? He smells like a truckload of pigs. I wish to make a private call to Staten Island. That's in New York, United States of America. I know where New York is. Don't you think I'm stupid? No, Excellency. I never judge a man by appearance. Guards, take this very witty, smelly peasant to the other side and shoot him like a dog. On second thought, shoot him here. This should be entertaining. Sis Bond, how is this for starters? Que se? Que set? What's the matter? You're not laughing. Aren't you entertained? Minutes later, in G.I Joe underground headquarters at Staten Island. Read you loud and clear, Gunho. This is Hawk signing off. Scarlet, rock and roll, grunt, Doc, in trouble. Found formation of the airship in 10 minutes with a full load of gear and hilo rigs. Scarlet, you're in charge of Alpha Team. Alpha will take a hold of Rio Lindo Airfield until I can land the C-130 transport and effect the extraction. Rock and roll. Your machine gun will be the bulk of firepower for Alpha. Pack all the ammo you can carry. No telling how long you'll have to hold a field. Grunt is for cleanup hitting for Alpha. Anything rock and roll can't button down is your target. Doc, Tropo, our brave team. Bravo team. Bravo will reckon a destroyed Cobra bunker at the bottom of the river. Bravo's secondary mission will be to meet up with Stalker and Breaker in Gunho and get them to the airfield so I can fly you out of there. 10 minutes later. Haul it out. Move it. We've got 3 Joes in a tight spot and they're counting on us to get them out. 3? You just said 3 Joes. Back in the pit. You said that Bravo team was going to Renovies with Stalker, Breaker, and Gunho. Hawk, 4 Joes went on that mission to Sierra Gorda. Snake Eyes was with them. That makes 4. Did Snake Eyes get on that plane, Scarlet? I'll brief everyone as soon as we're airborne and en route to target. Meanwhile, Sierra Gorda. Senor, I implore you, let us turn back to Rio Lindo. These jungles are full of unemployed mercenaries, outlaw government troops, and cutthroat bandits. You ain't got nothing to worry about. The Marines have landed, right? Right. Could you take your foot off the seat jump, please. Jump seat, please. Deep inside Cobra headquarters. Cobra Commander, are you telling me that the carrier Scarface was acting under post-hypnotic suggestions in that a trance he purposely planned clues to the location of Cobra's next operation in a place where the G.I Joe team was sure to be found? Precisely, my dear Baroness. He was also given a strong suggestion to prevent you from killing all the Joes. Of course, he remembers none of this. Why wasn't I told of this? Security. Even if you were captured, the ruse could continue. In fact, your ignorance adds credit to this fiction. Fiction. The briefcase had no importance. All of this was to just trick the Joes. The briefcase was of no importance. Tricking the Joes was the bonus. The clueless burnt out a research station would divert the Joes. Lead them far from the real location of our next operation. Operation that will commence the arrival with the briefcase. Research station? That's the reason for the preservation for this model. This river where we destroyed that bunker with that traitor Dr. Venom, Qin, and Snake Eyes. The clearing with the research station is a direct line of sight of the island we bombed. Yes, at one time, they were linked by Cobra Commander. We have just received word from sources in Sierra Gora that a renegade army officer named Richard is heading for the clearing with an armed squad. There are hardened, battle-tested mercenaries equipped with the state-of-the-art weaponry. They could possibly defeat the Joes or force them to withdraw before we discover the clue. Absolutely intolerable. There is no time for an alternate ruse. The primary operation stands in jeopardy. Not yet. Cobra paratroopers could drop them at the river to intercept the mercenaries, and Cobra Command and Cobra Parachute coming to the rescue of the G.I. Joes. Not extremely imaginative way of praying for our muffles out of the way. Tulser, eh? No, I've already dealt with the matter. Stalker, you won't believe. Guess what I found in one of the burnt out buildings. It's a top secret Cobra carrier pouch. Didn't get hardly burned at all. And it says there, hey, you don't look so hot. Got the chills, breaker, fever thing. My leg's infected. Let me see that pouch. All it is open. No coded list names and addresses. All their agents. No way. Anything is open is fake. But something's on the back. Bingo. All the handwritten type letters and punctuation dents in the back of the sheet. Except for the dots over this I. Microdot. 2,500,000. Yeah, 2,500. Yeah, 100,000 feet. Or is it 2,500,000? I think it's 25. Yeah, 2,500,000 feet above Sierra Gordo. Bravo team in free fall. Scarlet, rock and roll, grunt standby. Tropo and Doc have deployed Hawk. They have opened current at 4,000 feet. On the target, green light. Alpha team deploy. 25,000 feet below. You see this, senor? I can go no further. The road, she becomes no more. Finto. Return back, drive, and have a nice, safe marketplace. See? The keys. You took the keys. I'll be back, Monet. Just wait and keep the meter running. Meanwhile, I don't like the looks of that zigzag trench, Emil. I saw too many of them in Indochina before the Dibin Fu. Who dug that trench? Who knows how to defend the position? Well, Richard, shall we go in? Two men in the trench, no telling how many are dug around the perimeter. Perhaps we should wait until dark. Richard, paratroopers, two at least. If we wait until dark, they'll flank us. We don't know how many more are out there. Right, we'll take station immediately. Good placement, Torpedo. I'd rather swim than walk, Doc. You inflate the raft you stand on the top and safety. I'm going under. These tugs on the line means to come up fast. Got it? You bet. 5,000 feet above the airfield. Let's move, then men with Emil. Buenos tardes, amigos. Huh? Another squad of renegade mercenaries? Looks like we know what you're after. There's no need to be selfish. Let's combine forces and surround the clearing. No. More men, much safer. No. We'll team up with one. One of my men will go with one of yours. Fair? I don't like this. We don't have a choice, Emil. We just accept the terms. Hawk told me that bunker was demolished. Looks like it survived the blast intact and just sank at the bottom of the river when the rest of the island blew apart. Must be steel and forced concrete, like a German subpen's Sir Nazi. Maybe somebody survived. Three tugs. Trouble? A mystery of squad of renegade mercenaries sneaking up on the clearance. Now they've been joined by a secondary squad, but it looks like the new group are no arrivals. Good. As good as about no you can get. Tap, tap, tap at the bottom of the river. At the airfield. Let's go, rock and roll. You're dragging the whole squad. You're dragging the whole show. We've got to take out the tower before they find that bullet with your name on it. That ain't the one to worry about, Scarlet. It's them 10,000 others that just say occupant. Back at the river. Stay low, Doc. We don't know where the surviving renegades are or where our boys are for that matter. What's that rumbling sound? It's gun ho. Where do you find a bulldozer out here? Hey, is that Stalker and Breaker in that trench? Dummies, a diversion. So where are they? Up here. Well, hurry and climb down on this dozer. I got a cab with the meter running. Scarlet, I spotted a civilian tank speeding towards the airfield being chased by two local militia army cars. Sounds like our boys. Da-da-da-da. Roger, Hank, Hawk will hold the control tower until the taxi arrives and consult forces and pick up extraction. Back at the Cobra research station, the Joes got away safely. Cobra commander will not be pleased. They are not safe yet. Let's take a look around for that carrier pouch. We better make sure they found it and... It's our guy. The taxi's here. Scarlet. Radio Hawken. He knows. We're circling to land. Where's the plane, you said? They would be waiting. It's waiting, alright, up there. Rock and roll. Lay down some suppression fire of one of those two armored cars. Forget the suppression fire. Just get down here and get in the cab. Senor, we are already exceeding the passenger limitation. Hey, Grunt. Looking good, Breaker. What you say, Stalker? Can't complain. Rock and roll, how your face? You driving, Scarlet? What's it look like, dummy? Filthy gringos cheat me for fare and steal my cab too. We don't have to steal or cheat. Our rich uncle's paying for everything. You keep the change. American dollars, $100 bills. What you gonna do now as soon as the plane stops? Those armored cars will be all over us. The plane's not stopping. We agreed to pick up plan on this flight down here. Hawk is going to open the tail door as soon as his wheels touch down. We can't slow down too much or he won't have enough sufficient speed for takeoff. It's up for us to catch up to him. You better get us inside right quick, Scarlet. We're about to run off to runaway. Made it. Later. What's the progress, Doc? Nothing that a couple of weak REs in the base hospital couldn't fix. Stalker says he's got something for you. It ain't much, Hawk. A micro dot, maybe. I know, but maybe it'll give us a clue to the mystery of the Cobra research station and help us track down Scarface and the Baroness. Least we can do for Snake Eyes. Man, what a plot twist. So, that's pretty good. I like the story so far. I wonder who Scarface is, though. I don't think we've seen him. If we had, then I must not be paying attention at all. But it's pretty good. I think Destro's showing up for the first time, I believe. So that's pretty cool. Or at least, I think this is his first appearance, I believe. I don't remember. But yeah, Destro showing up, but that's pretty cool. Because if y'all know, I really like Destro. He's one of my favorite G.I Joe characters. Well, he's one of my favorite antagonists from G.I Joe. I think my favorite antagonist is either... I don't know who my favorite antagonist is. I like all of them in their own ways. I can't wait for Serpentor to show up. He's ore farming. He's going to be an ore farmer. But that was it for G.I Joe. Appreciate you guys listening to this, and see you guys later. Goodbye now. May God bless you, folks. Bye now.